Hi, welcome to the Accountant Guy. Today we will learn how to create a bills tracker in Notion. In the summary section, we have three sections, that is upcoming bills, past due bills, and bills paid. This shows all the bills and related details as you can see over here. The amount, due date of the bill, and how many days are left to pay the bill as well as the status of payment. Clicking on it updates the status to bill being paid and will reflect under the bills paid section. Then in the bills distribution section, bills are classified as low, medium, or high priority with the amount in each respective head and the percentage of bills so far. Then we have bills distribution under 6 categories, that is entertainment, food and groceries, utility bills, travel and transportation, loans and debts, and others, with each category showing the total amount paid and the percentage of bills paid. Then we have bill distribution divided into periods such as daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, annually, and one time. Each head has budgeted expenses, actual expenses, the change observed, the upcoming bill to be paid, bills paid, and bills paid in percentage. Let's start building the bills tracker in Notion. In order to build the Notion Bills Tracker, we will primarily need one database, that is Bills Database, and some supplemental databases to store the information related to the bills and get the desired information. Let's get started. In the Bills Details database, we have description, which states the description related to any expense. Then there is category, which states 1 out of 6 categories of expense. Then we have priority such as low, medium, or high priority of expense. Then we have type of expense such as daily, weekly, monthly, or any type that we have. Then we have bill date, and it's the date of occurrence of expense. Then we have due date, which is the expected repayment of bills, budgeted expense, which states the budget of the expense, actual expense, which states the actual expense incurred. Then there is status of payment, which reflects if the amount is paid or not by clicking or unclicking the checkbox. These are the columns that we desire in the Bills Details database. Category, priority, and expense type are related to other databases for presentation in primary dashboard, which we will discuss ahead. Next up, we have Bills Frequency database that shows how bills are paid as per different periodicity of expense. First up, we have the budgeted expense, which is rolled up from Bills database deriving the budgeted expense value. Next up, we have the actual expense, which is again rolled up from Bills database deriving the actual expense value. Then we have change, which is simply budgeted expense less the actual expense calculated earlier. Then we have upcoming bill, rolled up from Bills database giving the due date at the earliest. Then we have bills paid, which rolls up the number of bills that have been paid, that is derived by specifying checked condition in the rollup values. Then we have total bills, which is rolled up from the description column of the bills database counting all the bills together. This helps in calculating the bills paid in percentage, that is equal to bills paid divided by the total bills. Next up, we have a formula with if condition, which calculates how many bills have been paid from total bills in the form of text. It shows the total bills paid in the end. This completes the Bills Frequency database. Let's proceed further. Next up, we have 2 databases, that is Bills Category database, which divides the bill as per 6 categories discussed earlier. Then we have Bills Priority database, which has 3 priorities of bills, that is low, medium, and high. We are extracting 3 pieces of information, that is number of bills paid, the actual expenses incurred, and the bills paid in percentage. We are utilizing the earlier discussed method to get the above information. Similarly, in the Bills Priority database, we will find the actual expense and the bills paid in percentage with earlier methods discussed. Let's discuss further. Next up, we have another database that has budgeted expenses, actual expenses, change in expenses, upcoming bill, bills paid, and the bills paid in percentage for each individual type of expenses we discussed earlier. So here we have pulled up the respective values using a rollup property from the Bills Details database. Here we have calculated these values for daily type of expenses, and we can repeat the same for all the other types of expenses as well to create this database. Let's look at the primary dashboard of the Notion Bills Tracker. Finally, we have reached to the primary dashboard of the Notion Bills Tracker. In the summary section, we have 3 different subsections. First one is the upcoming bills that shows the amount of expenses, due date of bill, number of days left and the status of payment. Then we have past due bills, which shows bills gone past due date, showing amount of expense, due date of bill, number of days past due, and status of payment. Finally, we have bills paid, which shows all bills paid on time with amount, due date of bill, status of bill. Then we have bills distribution as per priority, showing low, medium and high priority of bills, showing the expenses incurred and percentage of bills paid. Then we have bills distribution as per category, showing bills divided into entertainment, food and groceries, utility bills, travel and transportation, loans and debts, and others. In each category we have total expense incurred and percentage of payment of bills. Finally, we have the bills distribution based on period, such as daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, annually, one-time expense reflecting the budgeted expenses, actual expenses, change in both, upcoming bill due, bills paid in numbers and the bills paid in percentage. This brings us to the end of Notion Bills Tracker. I hope we have learned something new. This template is available for download as a link in the description.